Welcome back to another one of my videos. This is the clue. We are talking today about one of these Pokemon. We are talking about Quilava. And Quilava is one of my favorite Pokemon. I know a lot of people who like it. I know one person who likes it very much, but we are going to be talking about Quilava in the trading card game. These are the Tomy Moncol figures from back in the day. Not particularly interesting, perhaps. They're okay. They're not bad. So those are the original Tomy figures. Just showing you figures before we get onto the cards. And these are the Zucans 1/40th scale, which are much more interesting. Very dramatic. And there is Quilava, the middle evolution of Gen 2 Fire. So there are 41 cards that I'm going to be looking at today across 15 different artworks. Quilava hasn't, well, the whole line hasn't had a lot of love for the last 15 years or so, really, as other generations have come along and rather pushed the Typhlosion line out of the spotlight. But I'm going to look at them in order of my favourite artworks, as I tend to do. And there aren't any that I would say are bad artworks of the 15 different artworks, but we're going to look at all of them in reverse order, so going from my least favourite to my favourite. And in 15th place, I have put Midori Harada's, and this is from June of 2006 with Offense and Defense of the Furthest Ends in Japanese, and then in EX Dragon Frontiers of November 2006. So the reverse foil was during the Delta species. This is obviously a Delta species Psychic Quilava. So this has the nice mirror foil on the Pokemon. I'm not a big fan of Midori Harada's work. I find it a bit undistinguished. I know there are people who absolutely love it, but it's not my thing. But I've put that in 15th place. But as I say, it's not a bad card. There are no bad cards. So this is my number 14, and this is Shin Nagasawa, and this one is from Blue Shock in September of 2015 in Japan, and Breakthrough of November 2015 in English. And that's the XY reverse foil pattern with the... It's quite nice, actually. So that's number 14 in my list. In 13th place, Ponikobayashi. And this one is the most recent card that's been released from Time Gazer in April of 2022. An Astral Radiance of May 2022, and I wasn't a big fan of the reverse pattern for Sword and Shield. It was strips. It's a bit too regimented, not very artistic. It's a nice enough card. Ponikobayashi. So that's number 13. Number 12, we've got Himemaru, Kagemaru Himeno. This was the English-only alternate art that was released in Call of Legends in February of 2011, and has a reverse foil that's a mirror foil. And of the two cards, the two different artworks of this card, this is my least favourite. It's okay. I mean, they're very similar, and they make a picture together effectively. So they are from the same time and the same original picture by Himemaru, but this one, the pose less interesting. So in 11th place, I have gone for Ken Sugimori's, one of Ken Sugimori's original ones, and this is obviously first edition and unlimited English. There was no reverse at this time. And this is the one that was, I think this is the one, let me just get this right. I always get confused which one was in the set. This one was in the set. So this was originally in what was called Gold, Silver to a New World, our Neo Genesis, and the Japanese had this in February of 2000, and we got it in December of 2000. It's the second Quilava that was released. So that's that one, Ken Sugimori. And in 10th place, I have gone for this, another recent card. This was from Super Burst Impact of September 2018 in Japan, and then Lost Thunder in English November 18. And this is Miki Tanaka, who I'm usually not a fan at all of Miki Tanaka's work. It just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, she's been painting for a very long time and done some rather iconic cards, but it's a little bit on the simplistic style for me. But I just like the look in Quilava's face on this one. I think that's sort of cross-eyed, but it's cute. It's cute. As I say, there aren't any cards I don't like. So in 9th place, I've put the very original Ken Sugimori. Now this one came out in the Neo promo file before Neo Genesis in Japan, and that was in December of 1999, long time ago. But then we got it in as one of the two in Neo Genesis in December of the next year, December 2000, first edition and unlimited. And I prefer this dramatic pose to Sugimori's other one. It's got a little bit more anger in it, I think. Nice card. So in 8th place, I have put the Hajime Kujashima card from EX Unseen Forces, was the English one in August of 2005. It had come out in Japan in a Typhlosion constructed starter deck in March of 2005, so not as straightforward to get this card. It's quite a graphic style of art, quite bold outlines. I like that very much. I like all the last 8 are really very good pieces of artwork. Unseen Forces, reverses. What were they doing then? They were doing the... Has it got Pokeballs? Yes, it's got the Pokeballs. So you've got these holographic Pokeballs in the background and the logo. Really beautiful card. Really, really nice. So that's number 8. In 7th place, we have this, which is the other Himemaru card. And this was in Japanese. It was in the Soul Silver collection of October 2009, and had a mirror foil in. It's one of the periods where Japan was doing mirror foil reverses. So it's a nice card, and I prefer this leaping head back pose to the other Himemaru. And then we had it in English in Heart Gold and Soul Silver of February 2010. So, nice card. Very typical Himemaru painting. Very nice. Right, and in 6th place. In 6th place. Now, where's this one from? This is from Secret of the Lakes, March 2007. And then Mysterious Treasures of August 2007, and it's Atsuka Nishida. It's quite... Quilava's quite large in the picture, nothing happening in the background other than the emerald jade colour. I like the angle, the drama. It's a good card. Quite simple, but a good card. Right, in 5th place, I have gone for another Kagemaru Himeno Himemaru card, but this one is one of the hardest ones to find, obviously. And this is from there's no English version. It was in the Chikorita half deck in the intro pack of 2001 in Japan. And Quilava's looking very determined, gritted teeth, furrowed brow. It's not a card you see very often, but the little Chikorita symbol because it's from the Chikorita half deck. And moving on to the last 4. So this is my number 4. And this card is by Asuka Iwashita. And is very graphic in style. And I rather like it. It came out in Expedition. Oh, it's double sleeved. I'm not going to take the inner sleeve off. So it came out in Expedition of September 2002 in English. And it was in Japanese. It was in a starter deck, the E starter deck, which came out in December of 2001. And it's very different from actually it's very different from any other card, not just Quilava cards. It's very distinctive graphic artwork. Quilava's almost exploding and throwing boulders, but I like that a lot. It's experimental and interesting. So we move into the final ones, which are the top 3. And in third place, I've put Mitsuhara Arita doing Dark Quilava from Neo Destiny. And this was February 2002, first edition and unlimited. In Japan it had come out in April of 2001, and the set was known as Darkness and to Light. And it's iconic. It's a very well-known card. The Whirlwind of Fire, Dark Quilava. It's Arita. It's brilliant. But there are 2 that are better, in my opinion. And in number 2, in second position, we have Naoya Kimura. And this was in English, EX Sandstorm of September 2003, which has a nice mirror foil. And in Japan, it had come out in Miracle of the Desert in April 2003. And I think it looks better in the Japanese one, with the pale borders. It's an amazing card. There's no fire. There's a storm on the horizon. And it's got dark and the grass is blowing. It's just beautiful. Kimura is incredibly good. And that is one of my favourite cards by her. Okay, so that leaves us the number 1 spot. And it is Mitsuhara Arita again. As anyone who knows me, I am very biased. But, I mean, I don't actually think you could say it's bias. This is clearly the best card ever. And this was a T-promo from volume 16 of the Pokémon Card Trainer magazine of May 2002. And there was all 3 of the middle evolutions, so in one painting that had been broken up. But this is one of Arita's great cards. The lighting, the background, the pose, the edit of it. My goodness. What a beautiful card. Obviously no English version. And probably one of the harder to find cards. So that is my look at Quilava. And there are my top 3. I hope someone enjoyed that. If they didn't, I do these for myself, so it doesn't really matter.